are real, y'all. So everything Cassie said was true. This time, Diddy, or the Diddler, as some of y'all know him as, came out and confessed to everything. Just today, Cassie's boyfriend came out and leaked clips of Diddy physically assaulting our girl, Cassie. This just proved that everything Cassie confessed was true all along. There is no audio for the clip, but in the surveillance video, Diddy can be seen grabbing Cassie and throwing her to the ground, and as she lies on the ground, Sean kicks her twice and attempts to drag her on the floor back to the hotel room. Cassie is then seen picking up a hotel phone. Diddy seems to walk back to the hotel room, but then returns and appears to shove Cassie into a corner. Then moments later, he can be seen throwing an object at her. Just how low can someone go? Diddy had the audacity to say that people are just accusing him and he didn't do anything people are accusing him of. So this got me thinking, if everything Cassie said was true, does this mean the Meek Mill's audio was also real? Yeah, I don't want to remember that again. In the horrifying video, we can see Diddy dragging and kicking Cassie like she's a toy or something. In another shocking video, Cassie can be seen sleeping on the goddamn floor while Diddy slept on a cozy bed, and then aggressively telling her to go out with him.
What you gotta say now? What you gotta say now? You ain't got shit to say. When you put your girl on the snap, baby, yo, babe. I mean, shit getting weird. Come on, baby. It's hot outside. You fucking wrapped up in that blanket. Let's go jog on the beach.
I mean, what else do you need to see to understand how toxic their relationship was from the very start? Even with all of the past evidence, Diddy had people who would do everything to deny the evidence and praise Diddy like he's the most innocent man on earth. The P. Diddy Defense Force, as I'd like to call them. The bugs that crawl around the deepest, darkest corners of Twitter, constantly trying to fight for the honor of Puff Daddy. These rotten scoundrels are paid for their services by P. Diddy to fight his PR battle for him. They have been in full force red alert because a lot of new evidence has come out about just how evil P. Diddy is and has been for years in the music industry. There is overwhelming evidence that has existed for a long time, as well as brand new discoveries that have really painted a picture of just how fucked up P. Diddy is and has always been, and the Puff Patriots have been trying to deny all of it for him. A lot of them just kind of default to like, oh no, women are lying manipulators, so these bunch of idiots are trying to get an innocent man in trouble. And that's not a large number of people that do this, mind you, but having anyone that defends P. Diddy is incomprehensible to me. And now this group of goobers is swallowing a tough pill here because of the video that got leaked. Now even they can't defend their Puff Daddy. I know there would still be some people who would say, no! Diddy didn't do anything still, the video is fake and blah, blah, blah. But here's the fun part. The Diddler finally came out and apologized for everything, confirming that everything Cassie said was true from the confessions to the leaked videos. So, what did Diddy do after getting exposed thousands of times? He immediately starts with apology video, and in the video, which I'll show y'all in a minute, he goes like, it's so difficult to reflect on the dark times. I was like, dark times? Bitch, your whole fucking career is built around making excuses for your abusive behavior and all the really fucked up shit you've done, and you are still constantly doing that, even though it's not you directly making excuses. You hire your fucking team of lawyers to do it for you and keep yourself out of jail.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I hit rock bottom, but I made no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it, I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy. Going to rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
This is the guy that should have been locked up for life a long time ago. In the video, Diddy says that he takes full responsibility for his actions and he's disgusted by what he did in the past. But if that is really the case, why don't he just turn himself in then? I mean, you take full responsibility for your actions and you're that disgusted with yourself. Just walk to the nearest police station and turn yourself over. But no, the best he can do is issue an apology, and it's all rainbows again. Although I'm not even sure if the police department would do anything about it. They issued this statement once the video started to go viral. They said, "We are aware of the video that has been circulating online, allegedly depicting Sean Combs assaulting a young woman in Los Angeles." Now look, I said this before, and millions of people have said this millions of times before me, but the word allegedly does so much heavy lifting in this day and age that this is fucking crazy. Like, I know why they use it in the legal sense, but like, we all just watched P. Diddy beat Cassie, and he himself came forward to confirm that it was him beating Cassie, and they still use the word allegedly as like actual Looney Tunes level cartoonish dog shit there.
Next, we have someone special to cover this time. The famous pastor who got caught in 4K in Diddy's freak-offs. Yes, I am talking about TD Jakes. I know Thomas Dexter's PR team works overtime. Y'all, TD Jakes alleges that a woman on social media spoke to him about domestic violence, and he came up with this whole speech about it. He's claiming that Diddy doesn't have anything to do with it because he doesn't mention Diddy's name, but it's ironic that the same weekend that the video comes out and Diddy apologizes, he has this epiphany that domestic violence is actually a serious topic.
To your needs, but I want to take just a moment this morning and share with you something that I want to take before the throne before we go further in the service. Wasn't on the program, but I got a request that came in over social media that I happened just to see as I.
So Bishop, the Lord didn't lay it on your heart, but you saw it on social media and got a request from a woman to pray for this, and now you're concerned about domestic violence?
In the church, and the woman said to me, "Would you please pray for women who are living in danger in their own house?"
This is spiritual manipulation at its finest. Y'all, take note of what TD Jakes is about to do and how he's about to distance himself from this. The face he made was actually crowd control. He was trying to see if his audience would truly believe him in that way.
And there was something about the way she said it, and I know she's watching right now. There was something about the way she said it. It was a cry for help. And I realized something when I read what she said. As a father and as a husband and as a son and a mama's boy at that, when I saw the images that have been floating all over the news.
Bishop, what images? You really said all social media brought this to your attention. So how did you think about images? What images are you saying? The images of Cassie being abused by Diddy, allegedly. I'm a little confused, Bishop. Help us out.
All week, it became difficult to watch. The atrocious, degrading, demeaning.
There it is. Let those that have ears hear what he just had to say. TD Jakes is only concerned about his name and his reputation. And so in this moment, he's doing what he always does best. He's putting himself first and not God, because if he put God first, he would have never been associated with Diddy. But now that Diddy is going down and we have finally seen with our own eyes these types of abuse, allegedly, now TD Jakes is making this speech. But when he was at Diddy's party saying happy birthday, there was no problem. When he was working with Revolt, there was no problem. But now that the media is finally bashing Diddy, he has to get off of that money train because it's about to harm his brand.
As a man, I saw my daughters, and it made me angry.
First and foremost, you were that man's spiritual advisor. You should have been able, if you have the Spirit of God, to be able to discern what type of spirit that man had. But let's be honest, Bishop, you cared about his money more than you cared about his soul. And honestly, some of this is on you because as a pastor and a leader, you should have truly been able to help that man overcome every demonic force or spirit that was with him.
It made me angry. And I thought, if it affected me like that as a man, how much more is that image a trigger for women who have been through that.
You know what I find ironic? And of course, this is alleged, but Michelle Loud has been crying for more than 4 years that your daughter stole her baby. And you don't feel the pain of her, but you feel the pain of everybody else, Bishop. You're calculating, angry man. How much more is that image of a trigger for women who have been through that? Women, don't be fooled by that. He does not stand with you. He stands with your pocket. He knows that his church is predominantly women, and so he knows that he has to cover his behind so he can keep getting those dollars. Don't be fooled by this fake apology or fake caring about domestic violence, because this man does not have the heart to care for God's people because he's been pimping them for years, allegedly.
Who are currently going through that, who are in the middle of that, who feel trapped in situations where you are being physically and emotionally and verbally abused.
Let me make this very clear on this page. I do not ever blame victims, and my heart truly goes out to Cassie and any other victim of domestic violence. But what I will never allow, especially on my page, is to have these men that are acting like they care for the sake of clout and the sake of saving their image when they enabled abusers allegedly like this for years upon years and said nothing because his money was able to speak for him. This is a problem, and I hope y'all don't let TD Jakes or any of the other people who were in Diddy's corner that saw this and allowed this to happen for years go without being held accountable and judged by this situation.
And it is possible to feel trapped and have a key to the door and still feel trapped in a situation you can't get out of. And it has, domestic violence has no particular color, age, or face. It can be sitting beside you today. You can be churched, you can be unchurched, you can be educated, you can be rich, you can be poor.
Let's not forget that Bishop T.D. Jakes sat at dinner table business meetings and was friends with Diddy. I don't have a problem with Diddy going to the Potter's house because I think anybody can go to God's house. It's God's house if it's truly God's house, right? But when T.D. Jakes started fellowship and communing with Diddy, it already lets you know that they're two peas in a pod. And still, nobody should allow it for T.D. Jakes to separate himself now because he made his choice months ago when people asked him to prove and show the receipts of why he was at Diddy's party. He said he stopped by for 2 seconds. I'm not gonna let y'all forget and that he had a meeting, but his PR team never produced the receipts of that meeting. T.D. Jakes, at this point, y'all remember Mr. Swallowed Up? The receipts are there, and we have to believe what this man has shown us. What he has shown us is that he sat with Diddy, was friends with Diddy, and he needs to be held accountable just like Diddy. Anyways, I wanted to update y'all on P. Diddy, T.D. Jakes, and the entire saga. What are your thoughts on this entire drama? Do you agree with us? Let me know in the comments section below, and if you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe because more exclusive news is coming soon.